Top 7 mangas too expensive to animate. I'm Kane. Welcome. First of all, let me explain what too expensive means. Too expensive doesn't mean that it's impossible to make. Because initially, the video was supposed to be impossible mangas to make, only for me to find out that they can make it, but they can just make it really messed up. Ezek, for example. Vinland Saga, for example. Don't get me wrong, Vinland Saga is clean animations. If you compare the manga panels to the anime, the moments where you think are supposed to be so in-depth, so well portrayed, they come across a little bit mellow. Top 7 mangas too expensive to animate literally means they are living up to the manga's expectation. That being said, it doesn't mean beautiful manga panels are expensive to make, because in doing my research, I went through so many artistic manga panels. Let me just shout out one of them. Hideout. Hideout is a horror manga panel, and it was done only God knows when, and it was so beautiful. This has to be like 4 or 5 years ago. How did this man make it look so deep? That right there, it's not exactly something that will be expensive to animate. The manga panel just looks good because not too many things are going on in the manga for us to be like, okay, I think either way to bring this to life, it's going to be a problem. To animate means it's going to break the budget. You need manual labor, you need extreme technology, and of course, you need it to look good. Really, really, really good. That being said, let's start with the honorable mentions. One Punch Man. Everybody's going to be like, wait, they animate. At the day they messed it up, everybody complained. Let me explain why One Punch Man is on this. The arc they just completed, the Garou vs Saitama arc. That right there, if they were to animate it exactly how it was drawn, yeah, that would be too expensive. That would be way too expensive. That being said, I've seen some animes where I'm wondering how they cost that much. One episode of Black Clover cost about $150,000. Where is the graphics? Don't get me wrong. Where is it? Jujutsu Kaisen costs the same. Jujutsu Kaisen, I can see where the money is. Chainsaw Man, I can see where the money is. Black Clover, where? Expensive means good. How you saw Chainsaw Man, how you saw Bleach, these are expensive. These are clean. One Punch Man, if they want to do this to the standard of the manga, they want to live to the expectation the manga has set. I'm not gonna lie to you, that arc is gonna cost them a cool 10 million. Next one is Ordeal. This is what made me start this video. It has a black protagonist. It's well drawn. It has so much going on to it. Superheroes, but it seems they have inspiration from the gods. Let me just say this. Ordeal, as an honorable mention, people can argue it. I understand. People will be like, I feel like they can animate this. I feel like this is something that will not cost that much money. Like, it's something that will not break the budget. I can understand that, but let me tell you this. Have you seen how he zooms into the face? He makes the character come alive. Apart from Fate Stay Night, I'm talking about Fate Stay Night, the movie they did recently. I don't think I've seen a lot of animes come out that clean. This is one thing I can say. It's too expensive for them to animate. It's gonna break the budget if they want it to come alive. And this is a bonus. This part is just me being biased. I just need this to be animated. Cultivator vs Superhero. The concept is simple, you know. Think of it like this. Isekai meets Marvel. The kind of people always fighting. They have to cultivate their ki. They go and fight Superman themselves. It's not really expensive. It's just going to take a lot of work because every kind of superhero is in it. It's going to look like $115,000 per episode. I mean, if you want it to come cool, I just need this animated because it's too good. It's just a bonus. Oh. Now, all the jokes aside, let's get to the top 7. We start the 7 with Leviathan. Leviathan is quite simple. The whole world has been immersed in water, and these creatures are popping up. They pop up at night. They don't like the sun. They just come killing human beings. Human beings are either living on big cargo ships, on islands. Why is this expensive? Water. One of the hardest things to constantly animate. Have you seen the scene where Moses splits the water into 2? Let me show you, bruv. That was not cheap. Moses had to go get some budget from God. Leviathan is so much in the water at the point that I feel like at one point, the author just started to take them out of the water because he was tired of drawing water. Who has seen Avatar, The Way of the Water? This is it. This is The Way of the Water. Imagine Attack on Titans with The Way of the Water mixed together. This is it. And it's going to cost us so much money because these creatures only come at night. So you have to create really clean water, make it reflect light and everything in the dark. Plus the people talking, they have to stand out. Aside all of that, they always would like to fight in the water. This is something that I feel like people putting down how expensive it's going to cost them. I don't think any studio is going to pick this up and be like, we want to do this. This is going to be too much labor, too much budget, and too much technology. They need to CGI the water. Number 6, Jagan. This guy has been living his boring life, you know, as a police officer, at least with his girlfriend. One day a monster just pops up in front of him. Before he knew it, he can turn his hand to a gun. Every single day, man's transformation looks more and more expensive. Man doesn't just do normal transformation. His hand has to look like some flesh-like eating thing. Else there's something glowing. Oh, not just him who's transforming, he's fighting creatures. This is not going to be cheap. I told you, you need technology. If they want to animate this man's transformation every single time, they cannot allow this to come across cheap like some Berserk episode. No. The hand needs to look good. This is something that I can tell you now. It's not coming to anime anytime soon. The guy really puts so much work into his transformation to bring that to life. Break the budget. Number 5, guts. This is something that I understand why they always do it in 3D. The story is these black spears have come to the world and they give human beings ability to fight aliens. But these black spears were actually given to human beings by another alien that the threat human beings are facing. So those aliens got attacked. They realized these same aliens who attacked us has actually come to Earth. So let's send them the weapon we've developed over the years to fight them off. The manga looks 3D when drawn. It looks like they had another software went to draw it as 3D and came to copy and paste as 2D. It's too well done. Beautiful manga panels do not mean too expensive. This is beautiful manga panels with very expensive. If you have a lot of creatures, now I have to come and calculate how the creatures move, how they attack, all of that. That's expensive. This is constant creatures. Instead of constant creatures, they themselves have their seal. I've seen the old guts and it didn't look good. They didn't do justice to it. I think the recent one they did it 3D, still didn't do justice to it. The only way for them to do justice to it, look at Chainsaw Man. That's how I'm supposed to do justice to it. This right here, guts. Never gonna get the anime. I can promise you that you're never gonna get the anime. The manga lifted their standard way too high. They cannot bring this to life. Number 4, Shinji. This is the definition of ambitious. The story is quite simple. A king defies the gods by saying he will not bow down and tells the messenger that we're not going to listen to the gods anymore. So the gods end up making one of the kingdoms attack the king. In fighting the battle, the protagonist, our main character, pops up like a troublemaker, beating everybody in the war. And one of the gods comes down from the heavens right in front of him to stop this troublemaker and put him down. And from there on, man, they just keep getting stronger and stronger. This is the most ambitious thing. You have war, gods, you have guns, you have explosions. Too many gods, too many fighting. This is so ambitious. It has everything in it. Number 3, the climber. The climber has beautiful manga panels, so much detail to the face, so much detail to the surrounding. Drawn about 4-5 years ago, 2016, 2014, so much detail to it. This guy was a high schooler who was bored, stressed, and climbed a mountain one day, realized that no, this is my thing. I can go on and on from mountain to mountain to mountain. So basically, he just went from budget to budget to budget. Every day he's facing snow, he's crying, he's depressed, he's losing himself. Constant facial expression with constant expensive surrounding, with constant challenges. This, I can promise you, you are never seeing it in anime. In fact, the 2 coming up, you're probably going to see them in anime, but they're never going to be down well. And number 2, we have Berserk. I don't think people understand how well the manga is drawn. For them to be given 3D useless pieces, it's what anime that if it's not done well, it's going to stand out so much. In fact, most of them, if they're not done well, they're going to stand out so much. Berserk is quite simple. Man then had a terrible childhood. Somebody betrayed him. So the man is on a revenge story. The story is quite simple, but if you see the things the man has gone through, the man has gone through it all. For them to bring all of this to life, Mappa is saying they want to do it, but bro, people who need to come on it, the technology they do spend on this. And number 1, Vagabond. This is one of the deepest stories of anime. This is the definition of masterpiece. It's quite simple, yeah. These people were hustling, went to the army to go fight a war. They got defeated. The 2 who went to the army got split up. One of them said, let me just go back home and chill a bit. He goes back home only to realize that his friend has framed him for murder. So he gets hung because of it. Just as he is dying, he gets a little pity from a monk and he's released and changed his whole name and goes on this path of revenge. But the growth, the personal growth. But that's not why I'm here. I want to bring Vagabond to life. Man, I want the animation, I want the drawing to look like the manga. The moment you try and animate Vagabond, you immediately will tell you need a lot of money to make it to life. You cannot really try, it's not possible. The way he expresses this man's emotion, this man's journey with his art, bro, you cannot animate this and think it's going to be cheap. You are looking at cool 15 million. If you find this video entertaining, do give it a like, because this actually took a lot more time than you think. I'm actually low on energy right now because I spent so much time on this. Thank you all for watching. Subscribe and like. See you in the next video. Peace.